talking about your canvases and your paintings and how you use different subjects as like metaphors. Like your trees. Sometimes the same tree has a thicker trunk, sometimes a thinner trunk. Sometimes the tree fits into a canvas, and sometimes the branches are extending and like sort of like going beyond the canvas. Your colors are very different. So what are you trying to signify through these works?
I think in the whole art world, Europe, America, even India, people, so many artists have been used the tree form. But for me, the tree form is not just a tree. For me, trees as sometime it become a human being, sometime become an object, sometime it become a mentor, sometime it become the terrorist, sometime it become the guru, sometime become a mountain. It's according to your idea how you look at the work. We look at the tree, I mean the branches, and same with the color also. But sometime because you don't you are looking for some new object to for your experience, like you create in your metaphor over there. It is like even nowadays I am working on some the 12th century, the bhakti panthis, the poets. In those poets there is always the different object and different person, different thing which is used for the creating that idea and energy and the message. The same way here, I am trying to take that leaf to in my work. Sometime, for example, if you listen to that, the Kabir's bhajan, Hirana Hirana, Pachise Hirani Eka Chaturana. No, there is no Hiran. Neither there is 25 Hiran. I mean, the deer. Yeah. Hirana means deer. So look at it. It's physically it's not deer. The idea of the Hirana means your consciousness. He's talking about your consciousness. He's talking about your element, your body, your the spirituality, your God. So how he bring it that the similarly the tree for me the different place, different person, different object. Sometimes it become very innocent, like the people getting victimized. Sometimes it become the baby, small baby again that, and sometimes it become the powerful mountain. So that's why there's you can play with that. There is sometimes blossom, sometimes it's not blossoming, and even I use the ash also. Again, even I created a tree with an ash also. So because there is so many mysterious hidden stories there. You keep on narrating, and the stories, each and every tree, each and every canvas giving you different new stories. Not only one story, it must be giving a new story to you, it must be giving me the different story, or somebody else also different story. Because it is stories not in canvas, stories within you. You creating, when you look at it, provokes you to create that story. It's a very interesting to one painting giving us so many stories from different people, because according to your experience you narrating. So that's how I want to bring the work, sometime. So which is sometime it is very strong, sometime it is the tree is not very important, the trunk is more important, and the same way there is I always play with the objects. It is some recent somebody says that the music is not note, where music is, where is the silence. When you see the object in each other, the distance, and they create the dialogue, they create energy. That silence create a music. That silence create a story. So that's I try to bring.
Talking about these stories that your artworks tell, your carpets also do tell a very strong story. They are a metaphor for violent sort of intolerance towards religion, and sometimes they have gunshots and bullet holes, talking about, you know, how people have sort of discriminated against others based on their religion. So what do you have to say about that?
I'm not pointing out particular any religion, but I'm pointing out, you know, the way you have been carried your cultural values and moral values. So, and the way the innocent became victimized. I did a lot of sculptures on that subject, and I did so many painting also in that subject, like a stone from Kashmir, birth of blindness. You know, there is, I mean, the dead smile. There is so many work I have been done. You know. In that case, you know, I consider, you know, the nobody born with as a terrorist, nobody born as a the dacoits, you know, I mean robber, you know. The reason is that the society made, you know, the society put them into that circle. So that's my question. That's where I'm questioning. I'm not suggesting anything, because what my experience is, there has become a question mark, and I'm witnessing that again. That witnessing, which is, you know, the carpet which is I used, you know, well, there is one carpet which was in 2017 my show, which is the ash bricks, vibhuti bricks. I created a vibhuti bricks and I painted the carpet on top of it, you know. That's the idea, is it is so fragility. The human values are so fragile, you know. There is no something which is, you are not caring, you know. The end of the day, I treat as a human body, you know. So, and end of the day, it is witnessing. For example, you know, even I'm praying one carpet every day, because normally in any religion they always put something on the ground to pray. So, each and every day the carpet is witnessing your prayer, your steps, your hand, and your time and date. Everything is witnessing. The carpet become an itself is the full of story of every day, every moment, you know. So that's the idea I kept, you know, the creating a carpet. So sometime you said the bullet marks, and these are the part of the technical part to bring the idea to how to express myself. There is nothing symbolized, you know, the thing is direct or literal to create to be make a bullet mark. It is something which is a part, you know. The moment, you know, every day you're stepping up, it's always the places get erased. The design, the beautiful flower, it's erased. You know, you can see the carpet design, you know, there is always flowers and design and leaves and everything. They become in slowly erasing. The idea of erasing the society, how erasing our values. That's how I connected that.
That's really beautiful and significant. You also explore and experiment a lot with sculptures and installations. So, can you talk about that a little bit with our viewers today?
Yeah, actually for me, you know, the material is actually my idea to demand and to what material is supposed to use. You know, there is some ideas used in a two-dimensional, there is some ideas used in a three-dimensional. Sometimes you use a paperwork, sometimes you use in a found object, sometimes you use in create in a bronze sculpture. You know, you can see the tree trunk which is made by bronze. So the idea provoke you to make it in this material and this object, you know. So I think the sculpture is more close to me, because then the painting, why I'm practiced as a painter, I love doing my painting, but sculpture allow you to touch, allow you to three-dimensional hug. You know, that's a different feeling. You know, it is something like you going to hug a tree trunk. You know, the way you getting the energy from the tree, the same way, you know, getting the energy from your sculpture when you sculpt, you creating your own baby. You know, that practice is really a great experience, which is I find, you know. So that's why I shifted sometime into sculpture again and again. So it gives you more the closeness, you know, and affection around you, you know. So you treat your own baby, you know, like that. So it is sculpture is very powerful medium, which is it's very striking, and you can relate. For example, I made one donkey which is so real, it was in 2008, no, 2007 I made, which was I got even Singapore Museum Award as well, so basically there was the donkey was displayed in Singapore Museum, the donkey was displayed in even in Delhi, my solo show, it was displayed in London, New York, both everywhere. Why I am giving this different place example is that each and every place donkey has, whenever the people see the donkey, it's a different reaction.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because so many people come and touch, oh, it's real or not real. But donkey, it's significant. It's so much of metaphor within that. So many stories behind, It's the sculpture.
I know it's a starving
Yeah.
donkey and you actually brought the animal in your studio to see the.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So even the Chowkidar guard are reacting different way. The village man, layman also reacting different way. They are creating their own stories because whenever they see the very close animal or close element, or object, you always create your own story. Either you reached in your memory, where you saw, what your experience with the donkey. It gives you different dimension to allow you to create your own stories. So sculpture is something that's, I really enjoyed each and every person's reaction. The reason is that, that sculpture is so live, it is everybody creating a communication with that sculpture, it's so beautiful, So try to put your idea to question marks and mysterious, what you're trying to bring. Like the donkey is a very much innocent animal, and I called it that, wounded tool, it's carrying tools, which is, the farmers, carpenter, different people and different people working, and it's all bandaged, they're not able to work, it's a bread and butter they earn. But the idea is something which is, again, it's like the innocent animal is carrying. The that burden carrying as a human being. I'm connecting to as a human being. I'm connecting myself, being a witnessing certain things, So, because it's so powerful medium. The sculpture gives a lot of energy than the painting sometime, not all time, because it's depend what sculpture you're creating. And the installation, when you says, with last Venice Biennale, my installation was, based on Gandhi, which was, I called it, it's now. Now is, the title was now, it was, we all together. The idea was something bring into, we all together when in a different religion, different what job and different people and different reason, everybody become a Gandhian. That's I wanted to bring, Then I created, it was also back of my mind, Dandi March as well, So it is so many, the corner have been worked, Suddenly I realized that there is a holy sleeper, which is, kadao, I use those kadao. These are the object which is, the how I connecting people, each and every sleeper, holy sleeper is a significant single individual person, because you wearing it's individual person, and there is thousands of khada are used on the wall, and they're walking towards to like a ocean one side, and each and every khada has a drawing, painting and found object, which is the different people are significant, when you see distance, you really see which is something, the ants are going, but when you go closer, you create an own each and every cutout telling you stories. So that's how the sculpture has a strength, because in that scale, only I think the installation can create the energy.
Definitely, talking about different materials that you've used in different ways, you have, sort of not only shown the people what you want to say, but also yourself realized how you want to go about your art next. So what are the next steps? Is there something you're working on now or in the future? Have you thought about any new materials you're going to use, or?
See, actually, constantly I'm keep on searching something last 30-35 years, and I haven't never decided what journey I have to make, though I think it's very, very difficult for me to decide, because if I know what journey is going to be, I would have made it. I'm not making because I'm still finding. The new thing always comes through your certain accident and by coincident, and some stories, some poems, some different experience, a different society, and you constantly are searching some new material and new thing. Like, you keep on working, keep on working, keep on the finding certain new thing also. And it is most of the time you one small trigger you looking, to, because to clarity get the idea, so. And sometime you are just sake of working, you started working because blindly you started working. In that process sometimes you find something. So this is how I, but definitely I think this is very, very, very abstract answer which I'm giving you. And end of the day, last 30 years what I did, the journey is always connected. So I try to bring the new dimension on it, I think I'm more into connecting to the surround nature environment, which is connecting to the environment. Doesn't mean only the environment also society, environment also there is the whole world, the whole universe, so that's in that I think maybe I can take small stories out of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was a pleasure talking to you, Iranna ji. Thank you so much for giving me your time and discussing about not just your art, your journey, but things that are very personal to you. And hope to hear from you about newer things, about your experimentations in the future. So thank you so much.
And thank you so much. Yeah, it is. I think sometimes I'm not able to talk. My work talks more than what I am. Because I can't describe more. Because as an artist, I have visual language and the verbal language. So I think I tried to explain a little more. And thank you so much for giving me opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
How you painted one after the other without stopping in between.
Yeah, you've really done a lot of homework, I must say. Aashna, you read through. No way, you're not going, and you just get back home, which was for good.